What's up you guys, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Molly. I'm a rising sophomore at the University of Alabama. Today's video is a BAMA guide for the incoming freshmen. I know this year it has been really weird with COVID and everything. You guys did not get a proper orientation. You might be still really confused about a lot of the logistics of classes and different things like that, and I just wanted to be another resource for you guys and kind of go through things that I feel like I've learned and advice that I have going into your freshman year about stuff involving classes and different other topics that I think you guys really should know. If you clicked on this video, you likely are heading to Alabama in the fall, or you are interested, and if you are, welcome to the best school literally ever. One of the main reasons I do all my college advice videos, all my college vlogs, is because I'm so passionate about the University of Alabama and all that it has to offer. And like I said, with all the craziness happening with COVID right now, y'all didn't get an orientation if you're a freshman coming in, and the rising seniors didn't have a chance to tour over the summer, so there's probably a lot of things you guys have questions about, things that you're still anxious about, and I wanted to go through some of the things that I think are most important with you guys so you guys feel as prepared and as well knowledged as you possibly can. Some of the topics that I'm going to be covering in this video are classes, preparation for school, and the dorms, and I will probably go into detail branching off on different topics as well as we go through those, but I just felt like those were the main two that were really important, so let's jump right into the video. Okay, so the first overall topic we're going to talk about are classes, and I have a bunch of different subcategories within this, I guess. I have all this typed up on my phone just so I kind of keep track of everything that I want to talk to you guys about, so if you see me looking at my phone, I'm kind of just going through my notes to make sure that I'm touching on everything. Despite COVID, all colleges are kind of doing what their state kind of thinks is best for class this fall, but BAMA is having in-person classes. They're having students back, obviously you guys know that. Some of the class types have been changed, so they changed some of the modes of instruction to help with social distancing and stuff like that. So I wanted to go through the different types of classes you guys might have because this is even new for us, but I just wanted you guys to kind of be aware of what you could see your classes being. So there's actually a place on the University of Alabama website, I'll put the screenshot right here, of all the different class types, but I'm going to go through them kind of broadly for you guys so you guys know what they all are. So the first type is in-person classes, which is just normal instruction on the given days and times. The second type is interactive audio and video, which if you were in high school, you were a senior last year, and you had Zoom classes, that's pretty much what it is. It's just your class is via Zoom and it's at the class time that you chose. It's just not in person, it's just via Zoom. So that is the second type. The third type is a hybrid class and is instruction of mixed of in-person and online class, and helps like reduce time within the classroom with like a lot of people. That was kind of their explanation for having that as an option. And the fourth type is internet, and it's entirely online, no Zoom. It's just like you kind of pacing yourself basically. So the next subcategory within classes is choosing your classes. So if you had orientation already, you have picked your classes, but some of you might not have, and so this is definitely for you. Or if you already have, you can change it based on the advice that I give if you feel like you need to. So my best advice is that DegreeWorks is your best friend to figure out what classes you need to take. I'll put a screen recording of DegreeWorks right here for you guys, but basically it just has your major and minor class requirements and your gen ed requirements and everything you have completed, whether it's APs, you've already taken it like a college level class, it'll have is completed, and you can see your degree progress. I think like the percent of like your total credits you needed done or whatever, and it's just a really nice place to go to kind of keep track of what you've taken, what you need to take, and so you just don't fall far behind. I use it all the time. It is so nice and super convenient. So the next subcategory of classes is what I took my first and second semester. So my first semester I took Intro to Communications class, Sociology class, Mass Communications, and a History course. The second semester I took Math, Social Psychology, Intro to Listening, and 2 journalism classes for my major. So what I recommend for you guys to take, so college is a transition and it is entirely normal to not want to take like a super tough course load. Some people it doesn't bother them, but my mom and my parents kind of just recommended to me that it might be a good idea for me to start off with classes that I think I will excel in, especially my first semester. My second semester I took some more upper level classes, but my first semester I definitely did that. So for your first semester I would not take more than 12 to 15 credits. 18 I believe is the max. I took 12 my first semester and 15 my second semester. And I definitely thought that was a really good balance. So it would be 4 3-credit classes my fall semester, and then 5 3-credit classes my spring semester. You need to take a minimum of 12 credits to be a full-time student, by the way, so just keep that in mind. Another thing that I think is really important is subjects that I'm not the best at or I don't like. My main example for this was math. I hate math. I saved for second semester. I just didn't want to have to worry about dealing with a subject I don't like while kind of dealing with the college transition, because some people react to it not as well as others, and they might have a harder bit of a time. So I just took that into consideration just to kind of give myself a little bit more breathing room and didn't take a class that I don't enjoy as much my first semester. Second main category that I want to talk about is prep for the semester and for class. Okay, so the first big tip that I have for prep for class is if you have in-person classes this fall, I would highly recommend walking through your schedule a few days before classes start. So y'all probably move in with 2 or 3 days, I believe, before. If you're doing regular move-in versus rush move-in, it's like 2 weeks before, but regular move-in, you'll probably have a few days in between. Kind of as a buffer, I would definitely recommend going around campus and walking through your classes. Just gives you a good idea of how much time you really need to walk from class to class, and it gives you just like that peace of mind that you know where you're going, especially on the first day because the campus is pretty big. Okay, the subcategory in prep for class is book. So when you look at your scheduled classes in my BAMA, there's an option where you can click on available books. I'll put a screen recording here so you guys can see kind of what that looks like, but you can get them sent to you at either soup store on campus. There are 2. There's one by Tutwiler dorm, and then there's one that's at the Ferguson Student Center. I normally go to the Ferg because it was closer to Prez. So the next big category we're going to get into are dorms. So majority of dorms at BAMA are suite style. So incoming freshmen, you probably likely already know where you're living. You're in a suite style dorm. Obviously that was what I lived in. I have a dorm tour. I have what I need for my college dorm videos. I'll link those down below if you guys are still shopping for that kind of stuff. But because I was in a suite style dorm, I definitely have more recommendations for those. So I wanted to share those here. I have them written down. So the first one is regular dishes easily become a fight about washing. Paper plates and bowls are the easy way to go. We originally started with like normal dishes, but there's no dishwasher in your dorm, so you just have a sink. It can pile up, dishes pile up quickly. It's gross to leave them in the sink, so we just found it easier to just start doing paper plates and bowls so we could just throw them out and we wouldn't even have to worry about that even being a conversation. My second piece of advice is get shoe racks in your closet. It saves space and leaves room and has less clutter. So I had in my dorm tour, you guys will probably see this, and also in like my what I recommend for your college dorm video, but I had a shoe rack inside my closet that had like 5 different like pull-out shelves, and it saved so much space, you guys. It was so nice, and it just fit right in my closet, right below my hanging clothes, and it was definitely a really good way to go. My next tip is get multiple room fans. The heat and cool can be weird, especially on the top floor. For me, I had the weirdest heating and cooling all year, and it helps at night to have fans in your room just because it gets kind of hot, especially when it gets sunnier. My next tip is don't feel like you have to buy all your dorm stuff prior to getting down to Alabama. The stores at BAMA are very prepared for you. There's a Target, there's a Home Goods, Steinmart. There are so many different places that you guys can get more dorm stuff. When I got down there, I had so much more space in my room than I thought I would because of the 7th floor. The rooms are bigger, and I ended up literally getting a little mini couch and an ottoman in there that I did not think I would have the space for. So there's definitely something to keep in mind. I wouldn't overpack because if you pack too much, it can be a little bit stressful to deal with all of the remaining stuff. But coming just like knowing that you probably could have extra space, that's honestly kind of nice because then you get down there and you can play with a bunch of different ideas for what to do with the remaining space. So I thought of a few tips for the traditional style dorms that I also wanted to mention. I just feel like it's needed, so I'm going to share those. So my first tip is organization is key when you share a room. Get lots of organization drawers. Dormify is a really good place to get stuff like that. The Container Store, Home Goods, like honestly just put everything in bins, put everything in like drawers, like really stock up on the organizational stuff. Even the smallest mess can make the whole room look messy. So it's just a really easy way to go, and that's why I put that on there. And the last tip for the traditional style dorms that I have is buy a shower caddy and shower shoes for the communal bathroom. Pretty sure you guys already know that. I just had to put that on there, so y'all just do things the right way. The easiest way to go organization wise for the shower caddy, and it's just gross if you don't have shower shoes, especially in a communal dorm, especially amid a pandemic, so keep that one in mind. So the last thing that I wanted to touch on for you guys that I've had actually a lot of people ask me about via DM, and I honestly was kind of confused about this when I came to campus too, and it might seem kind of stupid, but the difference between meal swipes, dining dollars, and BAMA Cash. Basically, when you're a freshman, you get unlimited meal swipes unless you're in Greek life and you rush and accept a bid. You get down to the Greek 55 plan, which is 55 swipes for the whole year. I never went to the dining hall because my sorority house obviously had food, but those are like unlimited and you can go, that's for the dining halls only, like dining halls like Burke, Lakeside, places like that. Fresh Foods, those 3 dining halls. Dining dollars, so they give you $250 dining dollars a semester. Those can be used at places like the Ferg, where there's like Chick-fil-A, Subway, stuff like that. You can also use them at the food trucks around campus, like Blends Bowls, which is my favorite food truck. I love it. They take dining dollars for smoothie bowls, and places like that you can use those. And any dining dollars that you don't use in the semester will turn into BAMA cash after that semester. So then BAMA cash, that is something that you or your parents or whoever does deposits for, like your college stuff. They can deposit BAMA cash onto your ACT card, and you can use that. There's a lot of restaurants around like Tuscaloosa that accept BAMA cash, like Buffalo Phil's does, Chipotle, like a bunch of different places. And you can also use BAMA cash at the Ferg and places like that as well. So it's kind of confusing. I just wanted to clear that up because I've had a lot of people ask me questions about that, and I feel like it'll just make you guys a lot less confused about that whole process. So if you want to use like your ACT card and pay at like some restaurants on the strip and around campus and around Tuscaloosa, that is something you have to deposit onto your ACT card. The dining dollars are on your ACT card already, they will be, but that's a different thing. So that is just something I wanted to clear up. Okay guys, that is everything for my guide to the University of Alabama. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below. Be sure to follow me on all my social media so y'all can ask me questions about the university. If you are a high school junior, senior, sophomore, and you're interested in the school, I'm more than willing to talk to you guys about stuff that I love about the campus, things that I have learned about the campus, stuff like that, and you guys can just watch me go through the rest of my journey at Alabama. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.